state line, miles away from those I love, purpose hard to find. While I recall the words you spoke to me, can't help but wish that I was there, like where I'd love to be. Oh yeah. Dear God, the only thing I ask of you is to hold me when I'm not around, when I'm much too far away. We all need that person who can be true to you, but I left her when I found her, and now I wish I'd stay. 'Cause I'm lonely and I'm tired, I'm missing you again. Oh no. Once again, there's nothing here for me on this barren road. There's no one here while the city sleeps and all the shops are closed. Can't help but think of the times I've had with you, itches and some memories will have to help me through. Oh yeah. Dear God, the only thing I ask of you is to hold her when I'm not around, when I'm much too far away. We all need that person who can be true to you. I left her when I found her, and now I wish I'd stay. 'Cause I'm lonely and I'm tired, I'm missing you again. Oh no. Once again. Well, some search, never finding a way. Before long, they waste away. I found you, something told me to stay. I gave in to selfish ways, and how I miss someone to hold when hope begins to fade. Lonely road, crossed another cold state line, miles away from those I love, purpose hard to find. Dear God, the only thing I ask of you is to hold her when I'm not around, when I'm much too far away. We all need the person who can be true to you. I left her when I found her, and now I wish I'd stay. 'Cause I'm lonely and I'm tired, I'm missing you again. Oh no. Once again.
right, we're back with the Jay Stone Show. I've been gone for the month of May. I couldn't stay away, so obviously this is the last week of, almost the last day of May. But I decided to do a show. I was looking for room to do it, a couple of weeks ago, but I just couldn't find the time, so I was pretty fucking busy. A lot of shit going on. I got a lot of shit to talk about, so I'll sporadically talk about the past 4 or 5 weeks. But that song always, for some reason, reminded me of Memorial Day in this time of year. That was Dear God by Avenged Sevenfold. So it's, I really like their music and stuff. I know there's a lot of people who don't like them, but whatever. I like them, so whatever. Nick Menza, one of the drummers from Megadeth, world-class drummer. My friend is actually his manager or representative, so that's who introduced me to Eric Rogers of Stereo Mud and Dangerous New Machine, fucking 9 years ago, whatever, and, we've been friends ever since, but had a couple of opportunities. We could have had him on the show, but, again, it's, I book a lot of guests in advance, so, but I'm not booking guests like that really anymore. I'm going to take it on a week-to-week basis. I got a big one coming up in July, so that should be cool. I'm going to go back to more of, a more laid-back show. There's not going to be an interview every week. It just, I think it got drawn out. Since last year, around this time, I was booked almost for a solid year. I was booking 6 months in advance, so, tons of interviews or length of interviews ran 2 hours. It does get exhausting. I guess it can get boring. I look at it from the point of view when I'm listening to Howard Stern, and just sometimes I'm bored out of my fucking mind listening to it because it's 2 interviews, sometimes 3 interviews every day, 3 days a week, and there's no real show. That's part of it. So, my opinions, my thoughts, the music I play that day all reflects on, my personality and what's going on and shit like that, and, how I feel. Right now I got a fucking eyelash in my eye, and I want to punch my fucking screen. But anyway, the show has been, steamrolling pretty good. I'm impressed that people continue to listen to the archives and shit like that. We also have a free exclusive download page now. And yes, Katsunyama, I am going to add some of your tracks to that. I'm trying to save, so, each month I can, pull some people in with that. But Born into Exile, we featured one of their tracks, so they were the first ones on the page. Now, just today, I have released Martyrs Asylum when they performed live on my show back on February 2nd in the beginning of the year. Excellent. I had an excellent time. They came to my house. They drove from Orlando over to the west coast of Florida. I'm, right on the very west side of it. So it probably took them 2.5, 3 hours to get here. They performed 6 songs and then took off back to Orlando, and then a couple of days later we're heading out on tour. So, I'm a big fan of those guys. I'm a big supporter of them. Any of the bands that I sponsor, I try to help out as much as I can and work with them. I know I don't provide, money and all of this stuff, but, things can change. We can do some things, but the Recast have prepaid for a shirt for me to give away, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to give that shirt away. If someone wants to Skype in, we may just give them that, or I'll do something during the show here where you email me and the first person with the correct answer or something, I'll mail a shirt out. It's already paid for by the band The Recast out of Texas, so that was very nice of them. They've been big supporters of my show. Not only did they prepay for that shirt, but they bought about 10 of them off of me. That's something these bands really don't have to do. I do comp shirts. These guys, wanted to buy them to help support the show. It does get expensive. I was in regular radio, but I choose not to be controlled by a fucking corporation of how I'm going to run the show and what I'm going to play and who I'm going to talk to. That's not how I work, especially for $8.50 a fucking hour. So, you know, that's how this show got developed. I was in the radio station daydreaming while I was producing a fucking show in Italian. I don't even know Italian, but I'm a producing an Italiano show. I'm like, what the fuck? Half the time the host was calling in to his own show remotely. It was ridiculous. But that's how I daydreamed this whole concept up after I got my technical degree from a whatever school, which I'm not giving free plugs out to, but whatever. People have been asking my opinion about this gorilla thing. I posted about it. You know, it's hard to say you don't want the kid to die, but it's a dangerous situation one way or the other. But I don't think they should have shot the gorilla and killed them. Maybe they could have fucking seduced. I know they said it was going to take time to sedate him. I was almost going to say seduce him. But you know what? It may have been better to wait the 3 minutes to knock him out. It looked like he was protecting the kid, but you know, what the fuck do I know? They say the 4-year-old or whatever the fuck he was broke his leg. But that was probably from the fall. A gorilla, I don't know. I just think the whole thing is fucking stupid, and how the parents aren't partially responsible for their kid falling in there is ridiculous. What the fuck were you doing? That's all I have to say on that. But I went to 98 Rock Fest. I didn't know all the shit was going outside in the parking lot. Several bands I know were playing that, but it was a very good show. I'm not a big fan of the band Pop Evil, but I have to say I came, while they were in the middle of their set and shit, and they were really fucking good live. They had a great sound. Sick Puppies was the opening band inside, who were very good. They have a brand new lead singer. He was fantastic. I mean, he put on a great show. I've heard him on the radio and shit. I never said I didn't like him. I just never fucking really listened to him. But they put on an awesome show. Ghost played. I wanted to see those guys. That was definitely a good show. They get a short set. Chevelle played. Chevelle did a fucking outstanding job. My wife thought they played a little too long, but I don't know. I thought they were really good. I seen Chevelle once when they were first coming up. They were very good. I didn't care about them. It didn't appeal to me at the time. It just, I was a musician, so I really wasn't listening to a lot of music. I went to see Stone Sour. They were opening up. It just, it sounded kind of like a fucking weaker version of the Deftones. I just didn't give it a chance. But those guys are really talented. They got a good thing going on. They sounded fucking amazing at 98 Rock Fest. Shinedown fucking played. Those guys sounded great. Fucking always sound good. They always put on a great show. I scored a fucking autographed album, so that was a plus. Bought a couple of shirts, spent the fucking ton of money, added to my debt that I'm now almost fucking free of. But we didn't stay for Disturbed. I was trying to prepare myself. I met Disturbed back in the day when they were playing with Dope and doing shows with Static X and shit like that. I was a fan of them back then, but I was trying to prepare myself to go see him. I even had him on my top picks for 2015, and